What we're going to do is we're going to set this up as a long division where the x plus 3 is on the outside. That's what we're dividing by. And x squared minus 5x minus 24 is on the inside. Now, we went over long division already, how to do it. So you should have that kind of in your head. And we're going to do the same process here. It's a little tweaked because it's a polynomial instead of a number, but it's the same process, okay? So we're going to figure out what goes up on top. And when we did the long division of a number, it was how many times does this number go into this number? Well, we're going to do basically the same thing, only we say to ourselves, x times what would give us x squared? X times x is x squared, so that goes on top. So you're always looking at the first terms. X times what gives you x squared, and you say x. So then what we did in long division was we multiplied that number that was on top times the number on the outside, and we put it below. We're going to do that here. We're going to take the x times x plus 3, that's going to be a distributive property question. Distribute it and put it below that x squared minus 5x. Following the same process as long division, which is why we did that long division problem just previous to this in your notes. Then we subtract. If you did it correctly, you should have identical terms at the beginning. The x squared's there. You should always, that first term should always be identical, and it should cancel with this subtraction. Then you subtract the second terms, negative 5 minus 3, negative 8x. Pull down the next term, and now you repeat the process. X times what is negative 8x? Negative 8. So I distribute negative 8 through the x plus 3. Negative 8 times x is negative 8x. And negative 8 times 3 is negative 24. And I'm going to get 0 as a remainder. So the answer is x minus 8. Let's try again. 6b squared plus 11b plus 3 times 2b plus 3 to the negative 1. Well, that's just a hidden division problem because that 2b plus 3 to the negative 1 is unhappy, so it needs to go to the basement. So when you move it to the basement, it becomes division. Okay. Concept of negative exponents, big orange 1 of 6-1. So the setup for long division would look like this. Now we start the process.
A b or a 6?
I see all b's except for the 6 in front of the b squared. 2b times what is 6b squared? 3b. Distribute the 3b, and we get 6b squared plus 9b. Subtract. Two b times what is 2b? 1. That's just 2b plus 3. You get a remainder of 0 again. You'll notice that at the beginning of this problem we have 6a squared, 6a cubed plus 5a squared plus 9. We are missing a term. What are we missing? The a to the first power. With division, anytime you are missing a term, you must put in a ghost term for the one that's missing. Okay? Here's what I mean. You just start writing the problem out, but then when you get to the term that's missing, you have to write in a placeholder ghost term for the one that's missing. That way, everything stays lined up. So every time you're missing a term, and this will go for synthetic division that we're going to do next, Big Orange 3, anytime you're missing a term, whether it's on the inside or the outside, you have to put in a ghost term, which is why the word ghost is painted on the wall over there by the intercom speaker. You have to put in ghost terms when you're missing terms. Okay? Now that we have it set up, why don't you go ahead and see if you can do the long division here for this one. So there's the answer for that one. Any questions on long division? Okay, for this one, there's nothing missing. 5x on top distributes to 10x squared minus 35x. When you subtract, distributing the 5x is how I got that. For those of you that are understanding where the 35 is coming from, distribute the 5x. Subtract 6x. 2 goes into 6 3 times. Distribute. And we get a remainder of negative 4. 5x plus 3, remainder negative 4.